Miffy and Bery Strawberry.
And also please like and subscribe my mommy's video. Thank you very much.
First, we're going to make a magic ring. Single loop or double loop doesn't really matter. 6 single crochets in the ring. 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Pull it in. And then we're going to crochet, single crochet 6 times around the circle for 3 rows. So we repeat that for 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Done 1 and a second time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. I'm not marking it because it's pretty straightforward and it's very short steps. So last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So we did 6 single crochets for the last 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, 3 rows. And then slip stitch in the next. Leave some yarn for sewing later. And then the one in the middle, we'll cut it out. It won't show when we attach it to the top of the Miffy's head. So one ear is done. Make 2 so that you have 2 bunny ears and then set them aside. And we'll continue. As usual, we'll start with the magic ring. For me, double loop, single loop also doesn't matter. Hold it, and then 6 single crochets in the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then pull it in. And then we're going to slowly increase. So we'll start with 2 single crochets in 1 stitch 6 times, so 6 increases. We'll start with this one. 1, 2. We'll mark it as we go. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you should have 12 single crochet all around. And then we're going to increase gradually, meaning 1 single crochet and then an increase. So 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. We'll repeat this 6 times till the end. The last increase. Then you should have 18 single crochets in this round. And then 2 single crochets and an increase 6 times. 1, 2, and then an increase. 3, in the same stitch, one more time, 4. We'll repeat this till the end. The last one. 1, 2, and an increase. We'll start with single crochet, 1, 2. Just gonna mark it. And then continue till the end. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So first row we did it, second, third, and fourth row will continue. Okay, now we have 4 rows of 24 single crochets, and then now we're going to start closing up. And we're going to continue with closing up. So 2 single crochet and a decrease, and we'll repeat that 6 times. 1 and 2, and then a decrease. You can choose whichever method you want to decrease single crochets. I tell my friends I usually like using invisible method, but whichever is more convenient and easier for you, you can choose. 1 set is done, and the second one, 2, then decrease. Decrease. 1, 2, and then decrease. And the last one. We'll continue gradually decreasing, closing up the head. This time it will be one single crochet and a decrease. Repeat it for 6 times, one single crochet and a decrease. We'll mark it and then continue till the end. Grab a fistful of polyester filling and put it inside. Six decreases. So 2 single crochet into 1. We're decreasing 2 single crochets into 1 single crochet. So 1. And then second one. 2 and then 3, 4, 5 and then 6. We'll slip stitch into the next stitch, slip stitch, and then leave some yarn for sewing, for closing the hole. Okay. Go through the 6 stitches you did, 6 single crochets around the hole. And then fasten it. Fasten off, and then we'll hide the yarn. Okay. Cut off the yarn. So we have 2 ears and a head. We'll continue making the rest of the strawberry. We'll start with magic ring. And 6 single crochets as usual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull it in. It's a bit similar to making the head of Miffy. We'll start increasing the single crochets, 6 increases until the end. 2 single crochets in 1 stitch, 1 and 2. So then we'll mark it. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, 12. Now we have 12 single crochets. Pull it in the back a little bit, make it tighter. So 12 single crochets, and it will gradually start increasing the circle. So 1 single crochets and an increase 6 times. 1 single crochet and an increase, 2 single crochets in 1 stitch, and 2, and we'll quickly mark it and continue till the end. And then we'll continue to 2 single crochets and an increase 6 times. 1 and 2 and 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. So 1 increase, 1 and 2. We'll mark it at the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wrong stitch. And then we'll continue 1, 2, and an increase. This time we'll continue increasing, but we'll start with an increase and then 3 single crochets, and the reason is so that the circle looks a little rounder without the edges. So just like this, start with an increase and then 3 single crochets. We'll repeat that just now. So increase, 2 stitches in 2 single crochets in 1 stitch, and then 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. 2 single crochets in 1, and then 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Continue. And the last one, increase, and 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now this is the fairly easier part. We're just going to single crochet all around for the next 2 rows. So 30 single crochets until the end. We'll start with 1 and then 2. We'll mark it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. halfway to go. 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and then 30. So we're going to do that same one, same row, just again. So repeat. $30 single crochets until the end again. So we have 30 single crochets, the same 2 rows. Okay, we're going to start decreasing slowly. So 3 single crochets and a decrease. 2, 3. And a decrease. I'm using invisible decrease. And we'll repeat that all around until the end. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll decrease one more time. So 2 single crochets and a decrease 6 times until the end. Decrease. Okay, so it's finished. We're just going to squeeze in the head later. We will slip stitch into the next stitch. So right here, slip stitch. We'll leave some yarn so that we can fasten off and hide the yarn. We'll put it in the next stitch so that it goes through and inside, and then we'll fasten it off so that it doesn't show on the outside. Maybe take a few strands of this part, of the inner side of the red part, and then fasten off. And maybe hide the yarn just a little bit. Pull it out. We'll cut it off. So grab some yellow yarn or any color that you wish to sew in the seed pattern with a little bit of yarn in the front, and then just anywhere that you want to put in the pattern. So I'm going to sew in twice in that little same stitch so that the seeds look a little more visible and fluffier. But don't pull too tight, otherwise it's not as pretty. Any kind of crochet work, usually when you pull it too tight, it looks a little off. And then just sewing in random places until it looks like a strawberry. And then we'll fasten it off inside the red part so that it's invisible. The insides do look a little funky, but you won't see it when you put in the head, so it's okay if it's not as pretty. Okay. Just cut it. We'll fasten off on this side too. If you want to put in some more seeds in different areas, you can use this yarn again to fill in some blank area, for example. Yeah, so go inside, just like how we did before. Grab a few strands of red yarn, tie it tight, and then we don't have to hide the yarn anyways because we're going to put in the head. This time, magic ring and 5 single crochets in the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll pull it in. And then usually I don't do slip stitches when I make the dolls, but this one we're going to start with a slip stitch. So you will slip stitch in the first one. So now it looks like a perfect circle. And then we're going to chain 1. And now where this little tiny V shape is, in this hole, in this stitch right here, it actually goes in very easily. We're going to put 3 single crochets in this one. So 1, same hole, 2, and then same one again, 3. It feels a little tight, but it's okay. And then we're going to slip stitch in the same hole we just did. And now it looks like a tiny little leaf. It's still not visibly, you can really see it, but you'll see it at the end. And then we'll repeat this 5 times and make 5 leaves. 1 single crochet, 2, the second one, and 3, third one in. So 3 single crochets in the next stitch, and then slip stitch in the same hole again. And now you have the second leaf. Again, in the next stitch, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3, and slip stitch. Perfect. Now 3. 3 is finished. We'll repeat again. 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch. next stitch. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll slip stitch. So now you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiny little 5 leaves. Usually you would slip stitch to finish off in the first stitch, but I'm just going to slip stitch right in the next stitch that you see, the one where we did made from slip stitch before. So I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch here. No harm done. No one's going to notice. So there. And then a little bit of yarn so that we can use it for sewing later. Pull it tight, and we'll put it inside. So meaning, because it's dangling outside, we're going to push it in to the other side so we can start sewing later. So I'm going to choose a place where I'm going to attach this little leaf. All right, my tiny little leaf. Probably about here in the front part, and we're going to attach the ears on the side. So I'm going to bravely just stick in the needle and then see where it goes. Yeah, I think I like the location of the plant. And then we're going to just firmly attach it. Hold it one time through the red and one time through the green. We'll keep continuing that until it is stuck very tight. We'll check, take a few strands of the green. Okay, this is cute enough. I'm going to fasten it off inside, a few strands of red, and then we're going to attach it very tight, just to make it sturdier so that it is stuck there, well, forever. In case you want to hang it on like a bag or anything, so that it doesn't move easily. I'm going to use this other green yarn just to make it tighter, tie it around. We'll tie it twice so that it never moves, hopefully. And then, so the ears that we set aside before, we're going to use them. I'm going to just close the ending part, the end part of the ear, just a little, so that the ears look a little slim at the end, like every other bunny. And this one too. Close at the end of the ears. And then we're going to attach it here. So probably somewhere, this is, if you say this is the first row, maybe around the second row, next to the little tiny leaf. So let's see. I think this is an appropriate location of placing of the ear. I went one through red, and I have to come out again, and then one through, say, the white. Is it in? Yeah. And then one more time, we'll attach it again so that it doesn't dangle or anything. could do a little more red, and then the white part. Red and the white part. Always think if you sew one red, you need to sew one white to attach it. Whoop. Got in the middle of something. Like this. And then we'll take a few strands of the red. Tight, tight. Do it one more time. Okay. And we'll attach the next one. So we'll put in the head. It doesn't go in that easily because the end of the strawberry cover is a little tight, but if you squeeze in the head of Miffy, of the bunny, it works. For the eyes, I'm using this black embroidery yarn. You can use this in split strands. For the eyes, I'm going to use just 2 strands. We'll split it carefully. And then I usually use this needle where it has a little bigger hole at the top. Put it in. And then we'll decide on where we're going to sew in the eyes. So with this face, it's best to put it in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, somewhere around here, right? And then 2 eyes should be 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches apart. So I think it's best I put 1 eye in here. Hopefully it's not too big. When the eyes are too big, the faces become a little intense. The Miffy looks a little surprised and shocked. The eyes need to look straight as if you drew it with a black marker. 2, I did 2 rounds, 3, 1 more. You can do 4 rounds if you want. I'm trying to decide if this is dark enough. I think it is dark enough. We'll just pull it outside wherever the big hole is. Nope. Somewhere here. This one out. And the other one too. Go through the back and take it out in the same hole you took out. And this one. Don't pull too hard, otherwise the eyes get sucked in. 1 eye is done. I'm going to tie it. Cut at the end, and then we'll hide it. Okay, so it's invisible. So the middle should be around here, and we're going to stitch the X shape in 1 square box, in 1 stitch long square box. Okay.